Hey guys, it's the Butt Hair King, and I quit my job. Now, this is probably either the dumbest thing I've ever done, or it's gonna pay off. Well, let me explain. So, pretty much, in my previous videos, I was talking a bit about this, but honestly, guys, I couldn't take it anymore. So, my job, look, had a lot of responsibility. It was like a small kind of crew, right? So there's a lot of responsibility on my head. Long hours every day. And look, I simply just couldn't, right? And, before, people are like, oh, you're just weak-minded, or, like, oh, back in my day, I worked like 50 hours, 70 hours, 80 hours a week. Look, I really don't care, right? I simply lost my soul. Like, I genuinely felt like I died, right? And look, I'm sure if this reaches the right people, you understand that you kind of lose a part of yourself. And that's what happened to me. I'd come home every day and I would sit for about 10 minutes and just stare off blankly. I lost my goofiness. I lost my smile. I lost all my energy, because obviously it was like a 2-hour commute there and back as well. I just lost myself, guys, and I had to make a decision, right? I had to make a decision. Now, I understand, money is important. Income is important, right? But honestly, for me, it's not as important as my health and my mental health. And, that's why I made this decision. And obviously, I need a place to talk about it, so I'm here on the Butt Hair King channel speaking about it. Oh man, I just feel good. I feel free, bro. I feel free, guys. I feel free. I don't know what the next steps for me are, but wow. It feels like chains have been released in a way. It feels like chains have been released. And look, I'll think about the next steps later. Whatever happens. Look, I just feel good right now. I feel really good. Wow. I feel like sometimes, people are so trapped. And for various reasons, right? You're just trapped in a situation and there's nothing you can do about it. Maybe it's society that's telling you there's nothing you can do about it, right? Like, who said that, you gotta work 11 hours a day, right? I'm sure there's other ways to make money, right? There's other ways to make money. I'm gonna figure that out. All I know is by quitting this job, I can now focus, on that way to make money, right? Now, there's people that will say, look, after your job, why don't you, work on a side hustle, things like that, right? Now, I agreed with that, right? And I did that for a little bit until I actually, got sick because of exhaustion. Like, I'd end up throwing up and vomiting and all that type of stuff. Like, I physically got sick because, I'd come home and then I don't think I'd even eat sometimes. I'd work on my other stuff. And yeah, look, there's a lot of factors into why I decided to quit. And I'm not trying to be rich. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just trying to make a living doing it my way, right? That's what, like, an honest, humble living. like people think that, oh, you know, like fame, money is everything. It's really not. In my opinion, it's just finding something you love doing and making a little bit of money like that, just to live humbly, right? That's all I truly want. And by quitting this job, I will achieve that. Positive manifestation, guys. Positive manifestation. But yeah. Look, I'm sorry if I'm ranting, guys. But goodness, like I just feel free, man. I just feel free. I feel like I can be myself again. You know, I, for one, am really bad with social interactions. I really struggle with IRL social interaction. I'm not gonna lie, and so this also takes a massive weight off my shoulders. And look, I feel like, you know, I might get hate for this. I don't know, you know, for kind of like, you know, being this sort of how do you say it? Like I'm not an incel. Like introverted, I guess. I'm definitely more introverted in real life. But look, I hope this reaches the right people. Look, I'm just ready for my next thing, and I hope this inspires you. Maybe not to quit your job, but I hope this inspires you into actually pursuing what you want to do, and maybe, you know, making the hard decisions that you need to make. So, I appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe. If you watch this, I hope you feel like you're appreciated and you are loved. I will catch you guys in the next video. But here, King out.